Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the signing of our compact with the state. And what I'm going to do is turn it over to Ed, because he was the controlling factor of Pembroke to bring this here with all the hard work of Casey. Ed, do you want to talk a little bit about the compact? And
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, we've been looking at this for a little while, but thanks to the Lieutenant Governor for prompting our application last fall, and we worked on some of our best practices, and as Bill alluded to, Casey in our office, prepared the application, in fact, twice, because we changed the categories, but that was great on behalf of the Lieutenant Governor's office and the folks at the Division of Local Services for assisting us. And so one of the best practices that we've applied for and already have received a $15,000 grant and contracted with UMass Boston, the Collins Center, to do a long-range planning forecasting model. And basically, this is why we're here, and we appreciate the Lieutenant Governor for coming in and, officially signing our contract with the state.
That's great.
Lieutenant Governor?
Thank you very much. I feel very honored to be here in the room at Town Hall where your decision makers gather, sometimes late into the evening, to address certain priority issues for the community, the town of Pembroke. I'm honored to be here with fellow selectmen. Both the governor and I served as selectmen in our respective hometowns, Charlie in Swampscott, and I started my service in 1995 when I was first elected to the Board of Selectmen in Shrewsbury. And our experience as local officials has been so helpful to us now in our positions as governor and lieutenant governor, and has informed us well about how to build a stronger relationship with our cities and towns and municipal officials across Massachusetts. Before I talk a little about the program, I just wanted to thank you for having me, and thank you to our Representative Cutler and to Senator DiMacedo's office for being here today. We have a wonderful relationship in Massachusetts between the executive office and the legislature. And it's really important that we work closely together, especially when it comes to our municipalities, so that funding and the resources are there for you to be able to budget and plan around. Representative Cutler has been on the forefront of a lot of these discussions. He's been very positive and supportive to this program and the related programs that I'll touch upon. And I want to thank you for your continued support as we have requested of the legislature $6.8 million as we go into the next fiscal year for this program, the regionalization program, and others. So putting no pressure on you whatsoever, but we would love to
I'm sure there'll be lots of support for that. Thank you, Madam Lieutenant Governor.
So if you'd like to say a few words, I'm happy to be
Yes,
in
absolutely.
your district.
Thank you so much. And I know Senator DiMacedo, staff is here, and he's been a terrific partner for Pembroke as well. We want to thank you. This is your second visit to Pembroke within, I believe, a couple of months, which is really unprecedented in my tenure. So thank you. I know that the Baker Polito administration has been a great partner for cities and towns, and I'll lump myself in as a former selectman as well. I think that gives you a perspective that is important when you're doing your job, and so we really appreciate it. Want to thank you for the tremendous support you've shown to the town of Pembroke. Really want to thank all the folks out here and here. We come here to show up for these events, but you guys did all the hard work, and we really appreciate it, and want to continue that great partnership. So thank you, Casey and Ed and the Board of Selectmen and everyone else for all the great work, and we're honored to have you here, Madam Lieutenant Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. And I want to thank you for your service on the board. I know that you're completing your term.
Yeah.
The community is to be thankful and appreciative of your time and your energy and effort.
Thank you.
So thank you for serving. And to thank all of you. I see our chiefs are here today, to you and your departments, to the men and women who wear the uniform to protect and serve this community and your counterparts across the state. We can't thank you enough for your choice of careers to help us be the safe and healthy state that we are. And to all of you who are either department heads or employees or volunteers for this community, thank you so much for being so involved in municipal government. This is the government that's closest to the people. It's where the taxpayers and the residents and the businesses that are here feel their government first and foremost. And for you to be here in this room, it was just an opportunity for me to say thank you. You join a municipal workforce across our state that's so meaningful and so important for helping our administration achieve our promise to you, which is that we are working to make Massachusetts a better and stronger state everywhere, not just in our big cities, but in the suburban communities, the rural communities, and in all parts of our Commonwealth. And when we came into office 3 years ago, we had to think about how we were going to do this. And as I said, former local officials, we knew that we were not going to stand on Beacon Hill and dictate the terms to our cities and towns and mandate and direct the way things are going to go. And we said, we don't believe in those unfunded mandates. But what we want to do is empower our communities to adopt best practices, to modernize and update. And if we can strengthen local government and the ability for you to deliver better services, then you will improve the quality of life for the people you serve. And we said we want to do this in a way that will involve all of our communities, all 351 cities and towns. I have been so honored for our administration to now have visited, I think, 330 communities officially, having meetings like this, like the one I had before in Pembroke, meeting with you. And meeting with you to have discussions around, your leadership team, like who are the people that wake up in your community and worry about the community, think about it, care about it, make decisions for it, and what does this leadership want for the future of your community? And then how can the state literally help you achieve your vision, develop your plans, and make that come true for the residents you serve? So today, as we come here, we're signing the 329th Best Practices Compact out of the 351 cities and towns. So a voluntary program, not mandated, not required, a voluntary program is literally touching almost all of the cities and towns in this Commonwealth. And it's having a huge impact. And every single compact agreement is different because each community is deciding what they want to work on. It's your choice. And here, I understand the Collins Center came last night to talk about the financial forecast and planning that you can do for this community. Awesome. Think about, what is your debt capacity? What are your liabilities for pensions and health care? And then what kind of capacity do you have to maintain and invest in perhaps new infrastructure that might be needed here in this community? Or thinking about your buildings. I just had a brief conversation with your police chief around accessibility to the police station and making sure that there's handicap accessibility in all of your public buildings. The fact that you're going to do an assessment on that and be able to prepare this community for a future application for construction dollars to come back into the community to help you improve the building access for all the people who live here or visit here are just two initiatives that you chose. You join other cities and towns that are doing this kind of work. There are over 800 of these best practice projects going on throughout local government in Massachusetts. So this is a proud day for our administration to be able to sign this compact with you, and it's a good opportunity for you to do even more for the people who live here. And it's an agreement, so that means it's a two-way street. We've got to keep up our end of the bargain as well. That's why in our budget that we proposed, we included more funding for the Best Practices Program. And we've also fulfilled our promise that we would increase local aid by the same percentage growth in state revenues. And in the next fiscal year, that is projected to be 3.5%. Also have record high level of Chapter 70 dollars coming back into the communities. And of course, on the capital side, programming in the Chapter 90 dollars to get back to your communities to fill your potholes, of which there are many, too many this year, and to maintain your local roads and sidewalks. And then the final point I just want to make are these visits allow me to have an opportunity to hear from you about the things that you feel the state should be working more so on. And it gives us an idea of some of the priorities that you have. I'll give you an example. One area that we discovered that needed attention is the fact that many of these small bridges in Massachusetts are owned by you. You're so lucky to have these 10 to 20-foot structures, and I know the DPW is represented in this room today too. And they're very costly to maintain or fix, and if they go out of use, they can be very disruptive to a community. And so we said, well, let's go back and look at our capital plan, and what can we afford at the state level to create a program to partner with our cities and towns and help you repair these 10 to 20-foot bridges and culverts. So we created the small bridge program, and we are giving grants up to $500,000 to communities to fix these very important pieces of infrastructure. So as a member of the compact community now, you can take advantage of a program like that. You get bonus points for being a compact community, working on initiatives like this. And you may also want to apply for the ADA construction funds or the IT. More technology embedded in local government is definitely a high priority for many communities. So it's a relationship. And the stronger our relationship is, the better you can do for your community and the better this Commonwealth will be. Finally, I just want to thank you for your service. Municipal service is very, very important, and being a public servant, along with Josh and others, is quite an honor in this Commonwealth. We've got a great state. You heard the governor talk about that at the State of the Commonwealth, but we're great because of the work that you are doing as part of this town and your counterparts are doing across the state. So thank you very much for the opportunity to work with you on these initiatives, and I look forward to signing this with you today.
I'd really like to thank you very much for all the hard work that you've done putting this program together for 351 cities and towns, and including Pembroke, and we're glad to be part of that.
There's some communities on a second application. 44 communities are on a second round, so that's another opportunity for you. We're budgeted for that, so we're going to keep going. As the governor often says, when you find things that are working, just keep doing more of them. So we will keep doing more of this so long as we have the support from the legislature. So here we go. Your lucky number is 329, so remember that. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ed.
Thank you.
It's special.
Do you want to stand together for a photo?
Sure. Hold on, Monica, you want? Yeah. I guess I should turn some. Got them all? All right.
Okay, so the next order of business is to go root for your hometown team on Sunday. Make sure that they bring us home a win, right? That's good. That's good stuff. Everyone's get the gear out, watching videos.
It's more of a Patriot
It's a
Day.
big Patriot Day. You would expect nothing less than that. So enjoy it all.
Okay,
Thank you very,
again.
very much. We really
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much. Appreciate
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. It was good to see you again.
Got it. Thanks, Josh.
Pleasure.
Yes,
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming.
Yeah, be good. Be good health.